What's up, y'all? Marching Soldier here. Today I'm going to do something a little different. This is stuff I do before I record. It's actually my practice. This session I'm going to show you what I do when I practice. There's a couple of things. A couple of things for dice setting and dice control. You gotta be able to grip them. You gotta be able to throw them in an arc so that when they land somewhere around here, depending on the table, 2 to 6 inches away from the back wall, because you want them to land, hit the back wall, and stop right there. You don't want to bounce them over here or there. You want to stay right there. So your arc needs to be in line with this. So when you're shooting, it needs to be like somewhere in here. You need to land in here, so you need to follow this line. Your trajectory needs to be on this plane. So when you're throwing it, you're not going to be throwing it from over here. You're going to be throwing it from the middle of the craps table. I've seen people leaning over to try and get as far center as they can. Lucky for me, I'm tall. I don't have to do all that. But that's two things. You got to be able to grip the dice. Well, you got to be able to set them correctly. There's different ways to set the dice. You got to be able to grip them correctly. You need to throw them in that plane so that they land 2 to 6 inches away from that back wall and up against it and down and stay right there. I got to change this up. This is my daughter's playlist. Okay. So what do you do? To practice the grip, you have to start with setting them. And set them, I'll get closer. All right? Maybe right about there will be good for you to see. Maybe? Nope. Maybe over here. Okay? To set the dice correctly, use the hard way set. The hard way set avoids the 7 better than any other set. I can show you the 3V. I stay away from it because you're more susceptible to rolling that 7 using it. So how do you set the dice for the hard way? You can see this in any internet. I read it in a book written by Dom the Dominator with Golden Touch Craps. 6 on the inside, 1 on the inside. 6 on the inside, 1 on the inside. The 4 is matching, 4 is facing me. That's how I like to throw the dice. I don't like to throw the dice when the 2s are facing me, or the 3s, or the 5s, the 4s. That's how I throw them. All right, so the first thing is you got to set those dice. Second of all, now you got to grip them. How do you grip them? Okay? Your fingers aren't flat. You need to make them flat. How do you make them flat? You tap the table. Now look how flat my fingers are. Okay? They're not flat. I tap the table. Now they're flat. All right? Set the dice. Tap the table. Fingers are flat. Then you take these pads and line them up. Your middle finger is going to split the difference. So you're touching the middle part with that middle finger. The other 2 pads are touching the other opposite dice. Tap the table, they're flat. That's where your pads are going, okay? But your thumb is going to split the dice in the middle. Tap. Grip it. And that's how it's done, okay? My fingertips are right on the corners. Let me see. They're on that corner. I'm like barely even covering a pip. Okay? My thumb, it's splitting the difference. And it's not all the way down either. When I flip these things out there, I don't let go of them. They come out of my hand just like this. My fingers stay just like this. They come out with their own mass and inertia. right? And I don't give them a backspin either. At this point where my hand is like parallel with the table, that's about where they come out. They travel the arc, hit the back, hit the table 2 to 6 inches away from the back wall, hit the back wall and land, and you want them to land here. All right. So, first thing, set the dice. 6 on the inside, 1 on the inside. 4 is facing me. They're together. Tap the table. Your fingers are flat. Split the difference with your thumb and your middle finger. Just barely grabbing them. I'm going to set them back down, and I want you to see what's happened. Can you see? The dice have split. You can see they're not together. They're at a funny angle. If they split, that's fine. Set them down. Make them touch each other again. Tap the table. Flatten out your fingers. There, they came apart again. Set it down. This is why you have to practice this. They're together. They didn't come apart. They're still together. They're still together. I can move them around and they're together because I'm holding them correctly now. They're still together. I set them down. They're still together. If you pick them up, you do everything you're supposed to do right. Get them together. And you're going to toss them and oops, they split. Set them back down. Reset. This is your money. Screw them. Tap the table. Fingers are flat. I got it. Put it back down. Do it again. 6 on the inside. 1 on the inside. I want the 4 facing me. Okay? Tap the table. My fingers are flat. Pick up the dice. They're together. Drop them. Do it again. I know you guys don't want to see this, but you got to be able to do this fast. Just like that, they're ready to go. At the casino, you don't get a lot of time. I have friends there. They didn't give me a hard time, but they told me later, the first time I tried all this, I was going too slow. Pit boss asked, why were you letting him take so long? Oh, because you guys are friends. Okay, and he let it go. Okay, so you need to get to setting the dice that quick. All right, this is what you do. If you want to be a professional dice controller, you need to be doing this. You need to be practicing this stuff every day. That's it. That's how you pick them up. That's how you let them go. All right? That's how you set them up. We'll make another one now for the arc.